Hello everyone. So in the previous classes we completed our conversions, means your conversion system like binary, octal, decimal, hexadecimal, like this we completed all this, right? So now we will go to our next chapter will be like this, your storage devices. Okay, so in that storage devices we have primary and secondary. Okay, in the primary storages and secondary storages we are storing the every information, whatever you are writing into the computer system, that can be stored by the our primary and the secondary storages. Our primary and secondary storages. Let's go here. See this. Your primary was a secondary storages, or else primary storages, secondary storages. Right. Before going to primary and secondary, first we need to be discuss one memory. First, what is memory? By that only here we have the primary and secondary storages. We have the CPU. We have the CPU, Central Processing Unit. Right? So in that CPU we have like a arithmetic logic unit, control unit, and memory unit. Right? We have the one memory unit. In that memory unit, we have again two parts like primary and secondary storages. Okay. So before going to explain primary and secondary, we need to be discuss what is memory unit. What is memory? How you are performing by that. Okay, let's see. Memory. Right? Memory is the one storage space, okay, or else your storage area into our computer. Okay, your memory is the one of storage. We can call this memory is storage area, right? Memory is the storage area in the computer, not in all the ways. It is just using the, this memory is just using the our computer performance. It is just using the our computer performance. Okay, memory is a storage area in our computer, whereas all the inputs are stored before processing and the outputs are stored after the processing the our inputs. See, here we are calling memory is the one storage area space. Okay, so here memory is the one storage area in our computer. Where means you're in our computer. What it is the work for the memory into the our system, into the our computer. Yes, whatever here user is writing the source code, that can be stored by the memory, and your compiler is compiling the programs. Okay, so those programs also stored into this memory. Those programs also stored into this memory. Okay, so means here whatever your user are writing and whatever user are getting, so those are stored into the our memory, means inputs and outputs. Okay, so here inputs are stored before processing, before the processing, and outputs are stored after processing of inputs. Okay, so it is storing, okay, here it is storing input and outputs, inputs and outputs. Input process can be stored before the processing, and after the processing here it will be stored like output type. Okay, whatever it may be inputs, or else here it may be output. Definitely whatever you're writing the source code, whatever you're writing the matter, definitely that can be stored by the our memory. If it is programs, okay, or else if it is you are working with the MS Office, yes, everything will be taken, everything will be stored by the our memory. Without the memory, we can't store anything. Yes, see, suppose you can take your mobile space. Okay, suppose you have the 32 GB of memory in your mobile. Yes, 64, 128. So whatever it may be, just here I'm taking a 32 GB. Okay. Suppose if you have 32 GB on your mobile, 32 GB. Okay. So it may be internal apps and what you installed apps. So everything will be gone like 15 GB. Suppose here I'm taking like 15 GB. So how much you have again? 17 GB left. Okay. So again you are installing some apps. Okay. So your it may be 20. So here I'm taking the 20 and we have the 12 GB. Okay. So in that you are saving the pictures. Okay. So pictures for some GB or MB, and videos we have, and the audio files. So whatever it may be, you can take like again 5 GB. Total 25 GB is completed. So we have again 7 GB. So your 7 GB is the free in our mobile. So if you are taking any pics or videos, so it will be occupies like. So after that, when you are making 2 GB, okay, so if it is completed 30 GB, so it is showing like a 2 GB. In that cases, your mobile will be slow, right? Your mobile will be slow. Okay. So same like that only, whatever you're looking and whatever you're using, your mobile is having the GB performance. GB performance here means your mobile storage performance. Yes. Like that only in our computer system also we have the storage capacity. Okay. So yeah, that storage capacity is handled by our memory unit. This memory unit is having the primary and secondary to store the different types. Okay. So same whatever you are performing in the mobile, same like that only here we have storing the information into the computer system by using this some hard disk like that. Okay, so I will explain what we have in the memory storages. Okay, so your memory is the one of storage area. Whatever you are processing, inputs or processor inputs. Okay, so inputs are stored before processing, and your the outputs are stored after the processing of inputs, right? And you're giving the input to the our system, input to the our computer system. Okay, so how it will be takes data and instructions. It is taking the data and instructions. Okay, here data. Here what is data? It is a collection of raw facts. Here data is the collection of raw facts. So I think I don't know how many of people know about what is the meaning of information. Okay, so here it maybe comes to the our data only. So your data and information, what is the difference between data and the information means here data is taking the collection of raw facts, information is using the collection of data. Your data is using the collection of raw facts, information is using the collection of data. Don't forget this one. Okay, see, have you taken the collection of raw facts into the data? It may be names, or it may be values, or else it may be numbers. Okay, so whatever you are thinking, you can write anything. Suppose here I'm taking the 14%. 14%. What is the meaning of this? Yes, here I given like 14%. No one can say what is the answer for this. Yes, 14%. What is this? Right? So this is the raw facts. Your 14 and percents are the raw facts. By using the data, we cannot understand. So that's what we are converting this into information manner. So if you're converting this data into the information manner, you will get a person's age is 14 years old. See? Yes, right? Suppose you're writing the 14 and person will not understand what is the 14, what is the person. We'll get confusion. How we can identify and how we can perform these two values in every way. So by using the data, we cannot understand. Okay. But when you're combining that one, okay, so you're suppose here I'm writing this like a person's age is 14 years old. 14 years old. Yes, definitely will understand. One person's age is 14 years. Right? So by the 14 and person will not get anything. Will not get anything. Seem like that only here. Okay? We are giving the data to the our memory. Whatever you are giving. Okay, whatever you are giving the data, that can be converted into, or else that can be stored into the our memory. So it may be programs, or else it may be in the Word document or MX Excel or anything. Okay, whatever it may be, you can give, right? And instructions means we are giving the instructions to the our system. Why means here you have to be follow these rules. You have to be do like this only. Without this, you cannot get anything. So like this here, we are giving the instructions to the our memory. Here, data and instructions are coming to our inputs. Your users are giving the input to the system. Your data and instructions are coming to the inputs manner. Okay. And those are entered into the our computer by using the some input devices. Okay, so we have the input devices is like keyboard, mouse, like this. Okay, so once check the input devices class. Okay, so whatever you have the input devices, by that we are entering the data and instructions to the our computer, right? And here it is storing the our whatever you're writing, whatever you are typing, that can be stored into the our computer device. Yes, where it will be stores that one into the primary or secondary memories. Primary or secondary memories. Okay, and next your result. Yes, you just store the input value. After the results means when you're performing the result during the processing and final results after the processing. Before when you're during the processing, so it may be something. After the processing, definitely will get the correct output. Okay, so in that situations also means whenever you're during the processing, during the execution, and after the processing, it may be it is giving the result to the system, result to the users or anything. It may be whatever you are not only writing for the input, when you're processing, that is also stored into the memory. Okay, so normally we are thinking, yes, it is giving the output to the users, that can be only it is storing. No, right? No. Why? Because your whatever it is doing inside the processing, that is also stored like one memory. Okay, and next here, computer's memory is providing the space for storing of the data and instructions before processing, during processing, and after processing. Okay, here this memory is giving the some space to the data and instructions. Why it is giving the some storage space to the data and instructions? You have to be occupy this space only. Why means you have to be occupy this place only, right? This data and instructions when it is processing, before processing, before means here once you wrote the input, nothing is there processing for that. Okay, so it is processing. Before processing, it is taking the some space. Before processing, during the processing, during means here it is doing the processing, it is started the processing, during processing, and after the processing. After means here completion of the processing. Okay, before processing means your input, after the processing means your output, during the processing means you're compiling and linking together. Okay, what you compiled, what you linking, so that can be performed here, right? And next year, so your so many input devices we have, right? So those input devices are attached with the computer only. What we have the input devices, those are connecting with our computer, right? All the devices are supplying the input at a time, so to the our CPU, whatever it is performing, whatever it is reading, whatever it is performing, and whatever it is executing, everything will be performed by the our CPU. Okay, everything is performed by the our CPU. So, and your CPU may not be able to process all the inputs in one go. So, means whatever you are writing, so your CPU can work like CPU cannot work at the same time all the programs or all the any documents. So, it may be performs one after another. It is not taking the all the others. It is performing the one after another performance. It is taking the one after another performance. Okay, and next year, and your some space to required means suppose you are performing the one process. Okay, and you have the another process again. So or else it may be program or anything. So once if it is completed, it will becomes here. Means in that case is this process will be in the queue. This process will be in the queue manner. Once it is completed, it will be goes to the process. Again you have another one. Okay, once if it is completed, it is going to the process. So means your whatever you have in the CPU that can be stored into the queue manner. Once one is completed, one process is completed, only it will be goes to the another process. Otherwise it will be in the constant manner. Means sure it will be in the queue manner. It will be in the queue manner. Okay, and all the inputs are queued up queue up in the memory. Whatever you're writing the inputs, that can be in the queue manner. And so here once here it is completed to giving the inputs, and it is giving the one process to us. Okay, so one result to us, that is we can call like output. Okay, output device is busy when it is producing the output. Why? Because here it is continuously giving the input, continuously it is taking the inputs, and continuously it is giving the output. So in that time here it is busy with the processing. Okay, and mainly it is performing like your our memory is performing some functionalities. Okay, let's see what we have the functionalities in this, right? Your this device can store the data and program temporarily or permanently. Okay, it can be stores the whatever you are giving the information, that can be stores in the temporarily, or else it can be stores into the permanently. Okay, temporarily, or else it can be performs like permanently. Okay, right, means your temporary storages we have, permanent storages we have in this, right? And it may be one device, it can be input device, and that input device can be generates the results before processing, and that input devices are passing to the our output devices. Why? Because you have to be give the result to the users, whatever your users are asking. For that you have to be processed. And next here it can be stored the digital format. It can be stored in digital format. Okay, your digital format means here what we have, digits. We have these some binary digits. Okay, digital format means your 0 and 1s. Your memory device can be stores the information into the digital format. What we have the digital formats means your digital digits. Okay, binary digits. What we have the binary digits, your 0 and 1 we have. So it is performing the digital format also. And means here whatever you are giving the input here, that can be converted into the our machine readable language. So your machine readable language is the digital format. Here that can be reads into the 0 and 1 format. And next here, this memory can store the huge amount of data, and that can be retrieves the whatever you given in the quick manner. Okay, so it is having the very huge amount of data. It is not having the less amount of data. It is having the very huge amount of data. Whatever you require, that can be reduced in quick manner. So you have to be enter, and it can be requires whatever it may be. So it is performing the quick manner only. So it is not having the small number of cases. It is having a huge amount of data only. And next here, it is performing the various operations when you're performing the booting or stopping on the programs. Okay, so when you are booting the our programs, it is having the so many operations to perform that. And this is having the memory address that can be accessed by the our CPU. It is having the memory address. So like we have the IP address like this we have, right? So same like that only here, memory is also having the one memory address that can be handled or that can be accessed by the our CPU, accessed by our CPU, accessed by CPU. And next here we have in this it is allowing, this means here this CPU is directly interact with the programs. It is not indirectly working with the programs. Here CPU can be directly interact with the programs. Your CPU directly interacts with the programs. Okay, and next here, so this memory device is having the two types. One is primary. Okay, one is primary storage. Second one is the secondary storage. Second one is the secondary storage. Okay, let's see what is primary storage. Let's see what is primary storage. First one, primary storage, right? So your primary storage we can also call main storage, or else we can call main memory. Here we can call our primary storage is like main storage. We can call this one is the main storage, or else we can call this one again main memory also. Your primary memory, primary storage we can also call like a main storage, or else we can call like a main memory. So this can be directly accessing the our storage devices. This primary device is directly accessing the our storage devices. Okay, so means here it is having the some number of storage locations, means it is having the some space to storage the our input anything. Okay, so whatever you are giving the data and the instructions. Okay, so here we can call the our primary storage is like a main storage, or else we can call that one is the main memory. Okay, and here this memory is directly accessing the our storage devices. Here it is accessing the storage devices. It is directly accessing the storage devices, and it is having the number of storage locations. Whatever you have the storage devices, here it is having the number of devices to store that one, and everything is having the storage unique number. Yes, it is having the storage location, right? So every location is having the one unique number. Every location is having the one unique number. We can call that one is the storage address. We can call that one is the storage address. See this once again. Here, memory. Okay, primary storage is directly accessing the storage devices, and that can be having number of storage locations, and each location in the storage is having the unique number. We can call unique number will be like a storage address. What is the location we have, that is definitely having the one unique number. We can call that one is the storage address. And the system is having the unique memory location to all the data elements. Once our data element is assigned to the location, suppose you have the locations, right? So suppose your whatever you have the data elements, that a data element is assigned to the any location. So our system is directly processing, or else you're directly accessing that one. Means your address of the particular storage location. It is giving the address of the particular storage location. You are giving the some data element. Okay, so this data element is assigned to the location. Okay, so here our system will be performing directly, or else here our system will be accessing our data elements to that location. Means here our address of the particular storage. It is displaying the address of the particular storage. Okay, and here we have some important features for our primary storage. What we have the features for this? We have some features. What we have here, primary storage is mainly we are using that one into CPU. Here we have the one feature, CPU. Means your primary storage is used in the CPU. Means your it is performing the primary memory or else your main memory type in the CPU. Suppose if anyone is asking like what is the memory for the CPU, means here you can like you can say like primary storage is the main memory to the our CPU. You can like, okay, you can say like this. Okay, and your primary memory or else here our main memory is directly connecting to the our CPU. Here whatever you are performing, that can be stored into the our system, right? So into the CPU. Okay, so your primary memory is directly connecting to the our CPU. So here whatever you are transferring the data, okay, whatever you are transferring the data, so in between CPU and memory you are transferring that one. Means your data transfer between CPU and our primary storage. Whatever you are writing, that can be transferred into the our CPU and the primary storage. And it is having some limited storage capacity only. Here it is having the limited storage capacity. Okay, it is having the limited storage capacity. It is not having the large amount of data to store that one. Here it is having the limited storage capacity only. Okay, and next here, high speed memory and very costly. Here this primary storage is the high speed. It is having the high speed memory. Here our primary storage is the very high speed memory, but it is very costly and very costly. Yes, it is having the high speed, but it is very costly. Okay, if you are using the if you need a high speed, means you definitely have to be you have to be place your money. Okay. And next here, it is available in the silicon chips. Okay, here this primary memory is available in the silicon chips. And we have the primary memories. And we have the primary memories types for the primary memory. What we have in this? RAM, random access memory. ROM, read-only memory. Cache memory. I think everyone knows this cache. Why? Because you're in your mobile dial you're cleaning, right? I will explain again types in a clear manner. And next here we have virtual. Okay, here we have the primary storages or the 4 types: RAM, ROM, cache, virtual. Random access memory, read-only memory, cache memory, virtual memory. Okay, so these are the primary storages. Here we can call our primary storage is the main storage, or else we can call main memory. Okay, right. And next here we have the secondary storage. What we have? Secondary storage. Right? And in this secondary storage is also performing our features. Not only features, everything. It is also using the primary storage performance. Okay, here whatever you're giving the data and instructions in the primary storage, those are purely temporary. Whatever you are writing, data and the instructions in the primary storage, that is definitely temporary for temporary performance. Okay, so means here temporary means here once you are switched off your computer, it will be lost the every memory. Again you have to be right. Okay, so for that here we invented our secondary storage. Your primary storage is the temporary memory. Your primary storage is the temporary memory. It is the temporary memory. For that here we invented our secondary storage. Here the secondary storage is used to store the data permanently. Here it is storing the permanently. Your permanent memory. Okay, here primary storage is the temporary memory. Here secondary storage is the permanent memory. And your user can access the data from the secondary storage whenever they required. Okay, once you switched off your computer, there is no problem with that. Okay, so why? Because here when you need that one, you can again go back that. Okay, you can again go back that. There is no problem. Yeah, when you need that one, you can place that. Okay, when you need that, you can go with that, and you can choose, and you can perform, you can retrieve, you can save, or anything you can do by the secondary storage. There is no problem with that. Okay, and next here we have some features to display our secondary storage. Here we have some features. Some features to require for this. What we have the features to perform this one? Secondary storage is also called as auxiliary memory, or else your mass storage. Here we have some features. Your secondary storage is also called as auxiliary memory, or else we can call this one is the mass memory, means your mass storage. This is the permanent storage, right? Your primary is we can call main storage or main memory. Your secondary storage we can call auxiliary memory, or else here we can call mass storage, right? and this memory is not directly accessible by the our CPU. Your primary storage is directly accessing by the our CPU, but your secondary storage is not directly accessing by the CPU. Okay, in this, suppose you are storing the data and the programs, or else here you are storing the information. So those are not currently using the CPU, but definitely it is processing. It is not using the CPU, but it is using the CPU when it required. Okay, so when the secondary storage is required, in that time only it is using. And here it is having the slower accessing comparing to the primary memory. Your primary storage is having the high speed, but here it is working the slower. It is having the slower accessing time. It is having the slower accessing time than primary storage. And the time to read or write information in memory, we can call like accessing time. Whenever you're reading or whenever you're writing the information, okay, read and write. Whenever you're writing, whenever you're reading and whenever you're writing information, okay, writing information, we can call that one is the access time. Okay, here it is having the slower accessing time. Your time is reading or writing information in the memory, we can call access time. And secondary storage device is having the huge storage volumes. Here it is having the huge storage volumes with the high speed and reliability. Here it is having the storage volumes. Okay, your storage volumes will be huge storage volumes, and here it is having the high speed, and this high speed is also reliability. Your secondary storage is having the more features than primary storage. Here it is having the huge storage volumes, and here it is having the high speed and reliability. High speed and the reliability. Okay, and here we can call this secondary storage is the non-volatile memory. We can call here our secondary storage is like a non-volatile memory. Why? Because here it is having the permanent memory. Why? Because here it is having the permanent memory. Right, and primary memory or else your secondary memory devices are capable for the storing the information only. We are retrieving whenever you need the data, you are retrieving by the secondary storages. Okay, retrieve cannot be done by the primary storage. Why? Because here that is the temporary storage. When you are switching up the computer, it will lose our information. Okay, so when if you need the retrieving, you can retrieve by the secondary storages. Whatever it may be stores into the secondary storages is the possible. Okay, your magnetic technology is having in this. Your secondary storage is having the some magnetic technology. Okay, right here we have the some types of storage devices. Here we have the some types of storage devices. What we have? Hard disk. I think everyone knows this hard disk. Why? Because everyone is storing memory into the hard disk only. And we have a floppy disk. We have floppy disk. And next here we have the magnetic tape. And we have optical disk. We have optical disk. Okay, in the secondary memory, we have the hard disk, floppy disk, magnetic tape, optical disk. Okay, so this is the our primary and secondary storage. See, I will explain briefly about types: RAM, ROM, cache, virtual, hard disk, floppy disk, magnetic type, optical disk. Okay, in the next class, I will explain briefly for this. Okay, so your primary memory is the temporary memory. Secondary memory is the permanent memory. See, in this only we have memory, is having the temporarily or permanently. It may be temporarily or permanently. Here primary storage is the temporary and the secondary storage is the permanently. Okay, so in this class we discussed your memory, primary, what is primary storage and what is secondary storage and what we have the features for that, right? Okay, so mainly we have some differences for that. Okay, some differences only. And in the next class we will discuss more about these storages. Thank you.